Morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining the call today. Mr. Thomas had to take care of an urgent Circle of Champions call today, so he would not be joining us. But we are fortunate because today we have a very, very special guest. I see a lot of familiar faces on the line today. Not going to go through and name everyone on here, but you are greatly appreciated, and we enjoy having your presence and participation. But today, my job is very simple. I get the honor and privilege to bring up our guest speaker. This individual has been a leader since day one in the business. She's a superstar out of the California market area and just been killing the industry, you know, a leader of leaders, as we all say. But what I love about this individual is the fact that she loves to give back. Her passion and drive for this business is like none other. And I mean, she's an extremely go-getter, you know, blows my line up, you know what I mean, 24/7. But what I'm gonna do, like I said, you know, we all know her, very familiar with her. You know, they flip gas stations for a living, and she knows this business in and out. And she has a very, very unique topic for today. And I basically just mentioned it just in describing her because she is a go-getter. So today it is our job to take notes and listen to how to go all in. And this lady that's going to deliver this message, and I know it's about to be amazing because her energy is always up there, is none other than top producing RD, Miss Natasha Ismail. Are you there, ma'am?
Yes, I am. Thank you so much, Mr. Clemens. Can we please give him a hand for doing such an amazing job with introducing me and for everything that he does? Because you guys know that without him, none of this like production stuff would be possible. So I want to thank him for all of that. And I see so many beautiful faces. I see Miss Castro, Mr. Culver. I see Miss Kohara, Miss Vaughn, Mr. I'm gonna say Louison because I don't want to mess up the last name. We see Carrie, we see Miss Pat Robinson, Miss Joyce, Miss Caroline, Miss Belinda, Mr. Ishmael, Miss Luda Perry, Mr. Sergio from Mexico. Even though I can't do it like Mr. Thomas, but you know. So I want to thank everyone for being on the call today. If you have any last minute text messages that you want to send out, please send them out because the topic for today is the secret more of how to really go all out in your business. So if you want somebody to learn that, I would text message them right now, tell them to get on the call. They do not want to miss it because this message, so let me tell everybody the story. So I get a call from Mr. Thomas yesterday and he told me that he has to do he had a last minute call that came up with, COC members, things like that. And he asked me if I could fill in for him and do the call. And I was like, fill in for you? I mean, nobody can fill in for you, right? But I was so honored at the fact that he actually was thinking of me enough to give me a chance to be on the call today. So this message that I've been preparing ever since I got the call, I mean, I really, really hope that it touches at least one of you, at least one minimum. That's my minimum, right? But I really hope that this is gonna, actually, I don't hope, let me throw that out. I know that this is gonna touch at least one. Oh yeah, I see all the head shaking. This is gonna touch at least one person, and this is going to propel you so much further in your business, guys. This is July 1st of 2020. We are done with the first half of the year. Done. I don't know what the second half holds, but we wanna be done with the first half, right? So again, this is gonna be life-changing if you apply it to your business. So I hope everybody has a pen and notebook and taking notes and we're all ready to go. Are we ready? Give me a thumbs up if we're ready. All right, I got a bunch of thumbs up. All right, we're ready to go. So I'm gonna start this off with the story, okay? I'm gonna tell everybody a story. Now, there's these two doves that find a spot in a home, okay? Up on one of the ledges, they find a spot. And the male works tirelessly getting twigs and getting branches and just anything that he can find. He'll fly back and forth by the trees, he'll fly back and forth on the ground, and he'll just grab twigs all day long for him to be able to make a nest. Now, once the nest is done, they have a home, right? But then what happens is one day they find 2 eggs in their nest, okay? So I want you to relate this to people, okay? They find those 2 eggs, and guess what? They're about to start a family. So now they have to start preparing, they have to start working even more. And then one day when those eggs hatch, they have 2 baby doves. Now, when these baby doves came to life, now the parents' real test begins, right? And all the parents out there, you guys know what I mean. I don't know yet because I have fur babies, but you know what I mean, okay? They have to start nurturing them. They have to start caring for them. They have to shelter them from the storms. They have to protect them from the predators. They have to try to keep them safe, right? They have to keep them safe. They have to keep them near them at all times because guess what? They can't fly yet. So they start growing up, and then what happens one day is it's test day, right? It's flying day, it's test day. They're about to get the biggest test of their life, and we know that life tests you first, right? And then gives you the lesson later. But in school, they give you the lesson first, give you the test later, okay? So it's test day. Now, these 2 brothers are completely opposite. One is fearless, he's tough, he's like a go-getter, he's adventurous. And then you have the other brother that, you know, he's a little fearful and he thinks about everything a lot. He overanalyzes everything a lot, and he always waits for the right time. And because of that, he usually misses out on a lot. Now, what happened was the mother took them up to the ledge, and it was their time to fly. Now, at this time, you all know the first bird was super like, oh, I got this. I'm gonna kill this. Like, I'm gonna fly. I can't wait to feel the wind beneath my wings. But the second bird wasn't even going up to the ledge. He was scared to even go up to the ledge. So what happened was the mother bird told the first bird, okay, it's your turn. He gets up to the ledge and he looks over the ledge and he sees all the trees and he sees other birds flying around. And he says, I can't wait to be like them. I can't wait to be like them. So he takes a deep breath and he spreads his wings and he jumps off and he dives and he soars into the wind. He soars. He feels like he's having the time of his life. He feels free. And then he makes his round and he comes back. And he tells his mom, Mom, that was the best experience I ever had. I cannot believe I just did that. Mom, did you see me? Did you see me flying? I did it. I did it. And the parents were so happy that he did it. And then it was the second brother's turn. And remember, he's the fearful, shy, like timid one, right? So, you know, he takes his little baby steps, comes up to the ledge, and then he peeks over and then he goes back again. And then the mom says, son, you can do it. You can do it, right? I believe in you. I believe in you. You can do it. And then he's like, okay, okay. And then he goes back up to the ledge again. And then he peeks over again and he's like, nope, not happening. And then he goes back, right? He goes back. And then the brother says, brother, look, I just did it. I just showed you that it was possible. You can do it. I believe in you too. You can do it. So he goes up a third time, goes up to the ledge, and he backs down again. Because the enemy's best friends, fear, doubt, and worry, creep in and they get to him. And he never jumped off to see if he could fly. So my question to everybody is, how many of us feel like we're that first bird? That we're just like, you know, I'm gonna do this, and even though we might be a little scared, but we just do it anyway, right? But how many of us are or know people that are like the second bird? That we let that fear, doubt, and worry creep in, and we just never even take the jump. We don't even jump, right? We go up to the ledge, we're like, all right, I'm gonna do it. And then you look over, you're like, nope, nope, I'm not doing it. And then we go back. What is it that holds us back? It's fear. Everything that we don't do has some sort of root to fear. Now, I want to ask everybody, if you have a pen and paper, if you want to drop it in the chat and just message it to me, that's fine. But I want you to write down, what's the one thing that holds you back, especially in your business? What's the one thing that holds you back in life or in your business? Now, that can be a mental fear. It can be a physical fear, because we know that fear is physical, but so is courage. Now, if anybody's listened to Tony Robbins, you know that he talks about power positions all the time, right? All the time. So what's a power position? Now, let's say, for example, you know, we're kind of feeling like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. And you just get up, you get into a Superman position. Carrie, that was mine too. I love it. Okay. Okay, got it. Miss Melissa, got it. So you get into like a Superman position, right? And you stand there and you pretend you have a cape flying in the air and you're like, I can do this. I can do anything. Guess what? That was courage being physical. If you change your state, if you change your physical state, you change your mental state. So write that down. If you change your physical state, you can change your, if you change your mental state and your physical state, you can do anything. So first comes physical, then comes mental, and then you can dominate anything. So a couple of things that I want to give to everyone. Number one, the fears that we have are an illusion. They are an illusion. Mr. Thomas asks us all the time, if you knew that you could not fail, what would you do? What would you do? Think about it for a second. Take a second. So now that you wrote down what your fear is, now write down, what would you do if you could not fail? If failure just was not an option? If you could do anything, anything. I didn't say you're going to succeed at it, but if you can do anything, if you can try anything, what would you do? And you knew you couldn't fail. You just knew you couldn't fail. We would do anything, right? Mr. Dave, anything. Magali, anything. Ms. Joyce, Caroline, anything. Akiko, anything, right? We would do anything, because guess what? You can't. You cannot fail. You either learn or you succeed. And guess what? Even if you feel like that's your definition of failure, in order to succeed, in order to become a leader, in order to do something of content, of value, guess what? Failure it's gonna be there. Think about Michael Jordan. Mr. Thomas brings up Michael Jordan. For those of you that haven't seen The Last Dance, when you watch that, don't pay attention to the drama, because there's drama in it. There's like, oh, this happened to the Bulls and da da da. No, watch it from an ACN leadership perspective. What you're gonna learn from that is how to have that winning mentality, that no matter what, I'm gonna do this. No matter what, I'm gonna see this through. I'm gonna finish what I started. Because guess what? How many times have we started something and how many times have we not finished it? But guess what? If you started ACN, you need to finish. No one else can come finish it for you. Your parents can't come do it for you. Your relatives can't come do it for you. You have to finish it. You have to do it. You have to execute. Or do you want this to be another thing that you give up on, like other things in the past? I had this conversation with myself the other day, which is why I'm talking to all of you, because this group is our family. For the past like 3 months, we've all been together every single morning. Some of you probably see us more than your own family, right? But this is something that you have to finish. How many people are waiting on you to be able to walk that stage when we can get to stages again? How many people are there counting on you right now to finish ACN, or to be an executive team leader, to be a regional director, to be a regional vice president, to be a senior vice president? And if you have family that's there waiting for you right now, that wants to see you do it, that wants to see you walk the stage, even if you don't, I guarantee you, you still have people cheering for you. And if it's not in your family, it's in your ACN family. We're cheering for everyone. Mr. Thomas is definitely cheering for everyone. The amount of faith that he has in all of us is crazy to me. Like, he is already a senior vice president. He's been through it. He's done it. But guess what? He's reaching his hand back down, willing to take all of us back with him. Because let me tell you something. Everybody knows that I did have a death in the family like a week ago. So I was kind of like, I was in and out, but I still made it a point to be on these calls. I still made it a point to do our Wednesday presentation. Why? Because I had a responsibility. And guess what? If you've seen The Last Dance, you will understand. Right before a championship game, how Michael Jordan felt when he got food poisoning, he was barfing all night. Where was he the very next day? Right on the court playing. He was right there with Scotty playing. Because guess what? That's what it takes. If you want to win, that's what it takes. You can't expect to have everything and not give anything. It does not work that way. Write that down. You cannot expect to have everything and not give up anything. Because if you are wanting something in life, if you're wanting something great in life, something big, it takes work. A relationship takes work. It takes sacrifice. Having a family takes work. It takes sacrifice. How many of us thought that there was a point in our life where we just weren't going to make it through? There was just so much going on and you were just like, God, I don't know how I'm going to get through this. I don't know if I'm going to make it through this. You have to get me through this. Carrie, he's like, yeah, I know. Because guess what? Everybody's been there. How many of us, by a show of hands, if you don't want to raise your hand, no pressure, but how many of us by a show of hands have ever had those days you're just like, I don't know how I'm going to get through this. I don't know if I'm going to make it. Whether it was financially, mentally, physically, emotionally, anything. You just didn't know if you're going to make it. But let me tell you something. You made it. You made it. You're here right now. The fact that you are here on this call this morning on July 1st of 2020 proves that you made it through your worst days. Your worst days. You're here. So if you thought that that thing was so bad that you weren't going to make it through and you had the courage to pull through, what can't you do? What can you not do? There's nothing that we can't do. People say we can't fly, but I beg to differ, right? You jump off a roof the right way, you can fly, right? But we can do anything. Anything that we set our minds to. Guys, it's July 1st of 2020. You can basically put the first half of this year into archives, okay? Because that's going into history. And there were probably times during this time where we were like going crazy in the house, or I just need to get out, right? But if you were doing personal development, if you were doing things to keep yourself busy, you made it through. And you're here. You made it. So think to yourself right now at this moment, which bird are you? Are you the first one that's fearless, that you're going to make it anyway? You're going to feel the fear and just do it, right? Or are you the second one that, you're a little fearful and you take your time and you want to wait for the right time? And because guess what? There's never going to be the right time. There's never going to be the right time. You have to just do it. And if you wait for the right time, you're going to miss your moment. You are going to miss your moment. There are family members right now. There are friends right now. There is ACN family right now that are waiting for you to be successful. Why does our family not support us? Why do our friends not support us? If you've been in for over a year and you haven't made any money, or you haven't promoted to the next position, think about it. Would you support them? You haven't done anything worth supporting. That's what they're thinking, right? I've gone through it. Everybody's gone through it, right? if you don't give them something to support or something to be like, wow, they're still doing that, why are they going to support us? But guess what? Do we care about their opinions? No. But is it nice when people support us and people praise us? Of course, right? We love acknowledgement. We love it. Or else we wouldn't be on this call. Mr. Thomas calls our names every single morning. How good does it make us feel? Like, oh my God, he called my name, right? We totally like fangirl about it, right? But in order to do that, in order to go forward like that first baby bird, you have to get to the ledge. You have to step up to the plate. You have to be willing to play. You have to be willing to go all out. You have to just do it. There's never going to be a right time. There's not. And the people that are waiting for you, while you still have them here, do something to have them be proud of you. Because my grandmother that I just lost, she's never going to be able to, I mean, she'll be watching me, but she's not going to physically be there to see us walk across the stage. So the family that you have here, make it worth it. Do it for them. Do it to honor them. Or at least give it your best and go for it. Their time is too short. Life is too short. And we know that through this virus, I'm sure either you or someone that you know has been affected by losing people. Now think about all the people that they wanted to see succeed. Think about all the people that wanted to see them succeed. Now think about yourself. Are you going to make the rest of this year something worth remembering? Are you finally going to make it happen? Are you just going to pull the trigger and just do it? Because guess what? The enemy finds you in the empty spaces of your schedule. Write that down, and we've said it before. Fear, doubt, and worry find you in the empty spaces of your schedule. If your schedule is not full, and we don't mean if you're not doing this full time, you know, from like the time you wake up to the time you go to bed type thing. I mean, that's true hustlers, but we know people are still working, right? So have a spaced out time. Have a time that, okay, this is ACN. So personally, I'll give you a tip. This is what I do. 9 a.m. Pacific, I know where I'm going to be every single morning. I do not schedule anything else because that's a priority for me. Because guess what? Every single morning, we have a chance to learn from somebody that's a part of the 3% in the world. We have a chance to learn from somebody that is in the top 0.0001% in ACN. And we're not going to take advantage of it because sometimes what happens is we get comfortable, right? We get used to it, but you can't get used to it. We have a senior vice president that is willing to train us every single morning, that's willing to get your mindset right every single morning. Guess what? I have not seen another SVP that does what Mr. Thomas does for us. And you can search for it, you can look for it. Like, there is no other SVP that I have seen that does a daily conference call without fail. Even if he's not going to be here, guess what? Somebody that's qualified that he trusts will be here every single morning. And we're not taking advantage of it. We're not filling up the numbers on the calls. We're not doing our full capacity, guys. Like, we can do anything. We can do anything. Are we scared of getting rejection? Because guess what? Let me tell you the story about the oysters that Jeff Street talked about at the Long Beach International. So if you were there, you know the story. Sorting is like going through a bucket of oysters, okay? So Carrie, if I gave you a bucket of oysters and I'm like, all right, dude, you got to go through this bucket of 100 oysters, but only 5 of them have a pearl in it. Meaning 100 contacts, but only 5 of them are going to say yes. And that's super lowballing it, right? 5 are going to say yes. Your goal is to go through that bucket as fast as possible, okay? Now, check this out. He cracks open the first oyster, right? And there's no pearl in there. Is he going to start crying? Is he going to start praying to it? Is he going to start yelling at it? Is he going to start trying to convince it to have a pearl? No. You throw it behind your shoulder and you move forward. Go to the next one. There's a pearl waiting for you. But if you crack open one oyster and start crying about it and start praying on it and start convincing it to become a pearl inside, it's not going to happen. Like, it's just not. That's not how the world works. Okay? I know we've been lied to about the tooth fairy and the Easter bunny, but that's not how this works. Okay? So understand that that's sorting. When we did the social media trainings, everybody needs to go to Destiny International on YouTube. Just the amount of wealth and knowledge and information, the amount of wisdom that is on that channel, nobody else has. They have been recording this since last October. That's almost a year. Even if you listen to one every single day, you'd be good for the rest of the year. I've gone back. I cannot tell you how many times I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I missed that. Oh my God, I can't believe I didn't hear that on the first one. We've done social media trainings. We've had some of the top producing regional and senior vice presidents on here on this call. Even some of the top producing regional directors that are this close to hitting RVP and SVP. And we're just letting it sit there and not taking advantage of it. So I'm going to ask this question to everyone. If you know that you cannot fail, what would you do? You cannot go back and like reset, no matter how much we want to. You cannot go back and reset the last 3 months. We just can't. Now ask yourself, have you been producing the numbers that you wanted? How many exposures have you had in the past 3 months? Okay, I'll give you a month off. Past 2 months. Even myself included, because I've checked my numbers and everything. For those of you that are in the 30-day challenge that we started at the beginning of June, how much more progress did you make in June than you did in the previous month? A lot, right? There's some people that didn't even have any exposure like the whole year and they're giving me all these numbers and I'm like, whoa, what's happening, right? But sometimes that's all we need is a little bit of encouragement. So I'm here to do that for you all today because we know fear has 2 meanings. Number one, like bird number one, face everything and rise. Or the second bird, forget everything and run. Because remember, he got up to the ledge and he never took the plunge. But what if he could fly just like his brother? What if he could feel what it felt like to be free? To not be cooped up in the nest all day long? To go see the world? To go see what the view looks like from up top? You are all that first bird, but it's just been covered up and tainted. Everybody can brush that off, and everybody can bring out that first bird. Get up to the ledge and just take the plunge because there's never going to be the right time. Carrie's like going crazy. I love it with his Les Brown shirt. There's never going to be a right time, but the time is now. You have family that is counting on you. You have friends that are counting on you. You have people that are waiting to see you succeed. But if you let fear in the way, that's never going to happen. You're going to be stuck like that second baby bird that never knew because he was thinking, what if I fail? But we know that we cannot fail. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do with the rest of this year? So I know I have our very special senior vice president that just jumped on, and I have a couple things in the chat. So I'm going to go ahead and respond to those. And I'm going to let Mr. Thomas go ahead and give us a couple words in closing if we can get him up here, Mr. Clemens. And guys, remember, which bird are we? First or second? First bird, and don't forget it, okay? I love you guys. Thank you guys so much. Mr. Thomas, if you're there, take it away.
Wow, you know, guys, I just got off the COC SVP call with the co-founders. And I want to give you guys an announcement. Can we give Miss Natasha Ismail? I know it was a great training. Can we give her a hand? Wow. Thank you, 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 thank you. Well, folks, we had just a great call. The call is still going on right now. The COC SVP call is still going on. But I wanted to jump on here and just to give you guys a little announcement. You know, we got Peru. Peru will be opening up July 22nd. All the paperwork is through, so Peru is getting ready to open up. But more important, for this month, you guys take this down. For this month, there's a bonus on the table to all new IBOs to get their 5 services, which is 10 points, right? We know that's in the marketing plan. If they can add on, hold on, a total of 30 points in their organization on top of that, they're going to pick up a $300 bonus. So they could pick up $500 by getting your 10 services, personal customer points on, right? 5 services, which is 10 points, and include another 30 points in the organization in their first 30 days. They'll pick up an extra $300. They'll be discussing this throughout the day, and you'll hear more about it as we go. And know the RDs and above, you guys will be hearing this in the next upcoming meeting that you guys will have. So I just wanted to share that with the group to give you guys a fast start track. Our meeting is still going on, but I want to get off and get on here real quick to announce it before the call ended. So with that, I'm going to put you back into the hands of Miss Natasha Ismail. Thank you, dear, for letting me jump in real quick.
Of course, Mr. Thomas, thank you for jumping on real quick. And I hope you can listen to the recording because I need some feedback. But anyways, guys, so I appreciate all of you so much, and everyone is doing such an amazing job. And I just want us all to honor each other. I want us to honor our families and our friends. And most above all, I want us to honor what Mr. Thomas does for us, because the amount of stuff that he does for us, we just can't let it go to waste. And that's something that I tell myself every single day, because we know the way to show our gratitude in ACN is to what? Is to what? Come on, I know I can't hear you, but is to what? To produce, right? To show the numbers, to produce, to get people on these calls. So guys, again, July 1st. This is the first day of the rest of your life. For the people that never thought they'd see 2020, let me tell you something. You're here. You are here. And you're going to make it. And we're going to make it to the top. But you got to be like that first baby bird. You cannot be like the second bird. Fear is false evidence appearing real. And we know that. We know that. So, guys, if you need to replay this, YouTube channel, Destiny International, Mr. Clemens is going to drop it in the chat. And everybody have an amazing day. Everybody go out there and kill it. Go out there and talk to people. Remember, you're sorting through oysters, okay? Don't let the fear get in the way, because you are here for a reason. Don't waste your life without doing something great. Just don't. So with that, we'll see everybody tonight at 6 p.m. We have a presentation. I don't know if Mr. Clemens can pull it up real quick, but we will be here, another channel at 6 p.m. presentation. And then tomorrow, 9 a.m., Mr. Thomas has a conference call, and then 6 p.m. presentation again tomorrow night. There it is right there. Everybody take a screenshot, whatever you need to do. But the way I'm pumped up right now, I don't think you want to miss that call. So get your guests on there. And I love you guys. Take care, and we'll see you at the top.